Don't waste the rest of 2023. If you're anything like me, at the start of this year, you had goals and maybe things aren't going to plan anymore. Maybe you've gone off the rails a bit. You feel disappointed in yourself because you had all of these hopes and dreams for the year and it's just not panning out. If you feel like that, this is the video for you. We are going to go through how to reset your 2023 so that by December, you will be able to look back at all of the great things that you achieved and you can be so proud of yourself for doing that. So we're going to go through 5 steps here to reset your year. I'm going to be doing this as well while I have done some things that I'm really proud of, things that were on my vision board, which we're going to talk about. There are some things that I've not been as dedicated to. If you do any of the steps in this video, I'm going to be right there along with you. We're doing this together. The first thing is to be compassionate, be kind to yourself. You started the year with all of these ideas of what you wanted to achieve, whether it was goals that you wrote out, you had maybe a phrase in your mind to define the year, you did a vision board, you had these ideas and things haven't worked out the way you planned. Be compassionate to yourself in that. Sometimes unexpected things happen which just completely throw us off. This is normal and you shouldn't beat yourself up about it or feel like you're not good enough or that you didn't try hard enough. Sometimes you can try really hard and something can still happen that can derail your progress. You can't really change if you feel really bad about yourself or you're beating yourself up or thinking you're not good enough. So the groundwork we're laying here is compassion. You can do some journaling about this if you would like. Just write out the way you're feeling, acknowledge everything. Maybe you do feel disappointed, you do feel lost, you do feel annoyed that you set yourself this goal and you've not reached it yet, or you've not made the progress that you'd hoped you would have made. Journaling definitely helps me, so I will probably be writing about some of this. I will leave a link to one of my journaling videos and a link to my journaling playlist in the description if you want to hear more about that, because I love journaling so much. It's such a useful tool and a really life-changing habit that's really helped me. The second step, once we have processed the way that we're feeling and are trying to act from compassion, is to review your goals or your vision board for the year. Let me just go and get my vision board and we can do this together. Okay. I made a vision board at the start of the year. It hangs above my fireplace and I see it every day. And I love it. I also have a digital vision board. I have it as my phone background. I've got it as my screensaver on my laptop. I am reminding myself all the time of my goals, or more kind of the feeling state that I want to be in this year. I also have goals that I wrote down at the start of the year, which I'm not going to be reviewing to the end of the year because I'm hoping that some of them will have like subliminally manifested. I did this at the end of last year. I found this list that I'd made at the start of 2022 and I found it in December 2022, had completely forgotten about it. I was going through it and was kind of shocked by how many things had happened during that year. It was a big year of change for me. I've done a video talking all about that, so I will link that for you if you want to hear that story. So you've got your vision board, you've got your goals, have a look at it, see how you feel about it. Are you feeling already a sense of inadequacy and like, oh, I didn't do enough? Or the third step, can we focus on some of the things that we have achieved this year? So if I look at my vision board now, straight away I can see things that I'm doing great on at the moment. I've got a couple of photos about graduating, and I did just graduate a few weeks ago. That was hopefully always going to be something that was going to happen, so I kind of put that on my vision board to give myself some encouragement. That will be something that I can be pretty confident that I will achieve. If you have a look at your goals or just think about any big milestones, maybe it is something like maybe it is something like you've graduated or you did really well in school. That can be something to celebrate. Like with the compassion we mentioned earlier, by focusing on the things that have gone well so far, that's going to help us when we start to try and fix things and make more progress, because you're starting from, oh, but I have done some things. It's trying to get out of this negative mindset like I'm not doing enough. Maybe you haven't made as much progress as you'd hoped by this point in the year, but I'm willing to bet that there are probably some small things, even just small things, that you can celebrate. I am all about the little things on this channel. Are there some small moments that you could maybe have overlooked that you could revisit and be like, oh, I'm actually really proud of myself, even if it was just a small thing? Were you able to small talk at a party which you didn't think you'd be able to? Are you an introvert like me and you find that kind of thing quite difficult? Maybe you've been trying to work on stopping caring what people think so much, and this is something that I've noticed. I've noticed that sometimes I'm able to come away from conversations and I'm not overthinking what I just said. Showing up as myself, hoping that I can connect with this person and that we can have a nice conversation, but I'm not being overly critical of myself. I'm not picking apart what they said or what I said. This is a small thing. I don't even know how you'd represent that on a vision board, but it's something that I've been working on, and that's a little thing that could probably be overlooked. So I am going to celebrate that as a little win. Have you taken a step out of your comfort zone? Maybe you started a YouTube channel or started a blog or started your own business, and while you may not have seen the amount of progress that you'd maybe hoped for by this point, you can still celebrate the fact that you were brave enough to take that step in the first place. Have you been trying to work on your social anxiety and realised that in some situations now you can show up feeling grounded and centered as opposed to anxious and all over the place and overthinking, like we said? Are you doing more walking? Are you putting more vegetables on your plate automatically? Have you been experimenting with your style? Even if you feel like you've not done enough by this point in the year, there will be things, even small things. Have you kept your plants alive on your windowsill? Get yourself in that positive frame of mind of like, oh, I can achieve things. Like, this has been a good year, even if there are some things that I still need to work on. The next thing we're gonna do is to identify the problem areas. If I look at my vision board here, there are a few things that stick out as things that I definitely want to do some more work on. One of them is the fashion element. I picked a lot of these pictures, and I think this is the idea with the vision board or a mood board, based on the kind of feeling that I wanted to create, or the kind of feeling that I felt when I looked at this picture. So when I look at this picture of this beautiful room with all of these plants, that evokes a certain feeling in me with the sunshine coming in, or this one, this cozy one with the lights on in the buildings. It's not something that I would know how to describe, but I know what the feeling is, and that's how I picked the fashion pictures that I put on the board, was based on the kind of feeling that they gave me. Hairstyles, these cool sunglasses, I love this jacket, love this whole look. I'm looking at that and thinking, I have not really been tapping into this feeling. Again, it's not really something that I can describe, but I definitely know that I haven't been feeling that in my year so far. There are ones on this side to do with healthy eating and eating more colours, so that's definitely something I want to work on as well. So if you look at your goals and identify what the problem has been. It might be obvious, maybe you wanted to improve your fitness and you've just not been doing that. That might be a very clear thing, but it could also be something subtle, like the fashion example that I gave. You can't fix the problem until you have identified the problem. This is a big thing. So once you can get specific about it and try and identify the feeling, and if you have a vision board, this can be something that will be quite easy for you to do. You can look at that and really try and tap into the feeling that those pictures give you, and you can use that then to renew your enthusiasm, renew, I guess, your commitment to achieving these goals, and to remind yourself of the way that you felt in January of this year or last December when you were making these goals, or you had this idea of who you wanted to be. Renew your enthusiasm for that, because that will help guide you through the next 5 months, through the end of the year of 2023. An idea could maybe be to refresh your vision board. So I mentioned I've got one about graduating. I can now take this off because I have graduated. Maybe I can refresh this. I made a whole video about how to make your own summer vision board. If you're interested in watching that, I'm thinking I'm also going to make one for autumn, just because I love finding the photos on Pinterest. I love the whole process of it. That can give you some inspiration, that video, if you want to either refresh your vision board for the next few months of the year, or if you want to make a new one and try and remotivate yourself for these last few months of 2023. If you're not doing a vision board but you're writing it, cross out the ones you've done, well done, celebrate that, but then add new ones to give yourself some more motivation. But also, maybe when you're looking at your list of goals or your vision board, you might realize things have changed and you may have tried to create a new habit. It didn't work. You may have tried, oh, I want to try experiment with my fashion or whatever, and you've done that for a bit and you're like, actually, this just doesn't feel right. Don't feel bad about crossing things off because they don't suit what you want to do anymore. That's not a failure. You were trying something new because you hoped that that would move you closer to your goal, move you closer to your dream self. You still learned something through that, so don't feel bad about crossing something off if you decided, actually, this is not where I want to go. I tried doing this, it didn't work. There's no shame in getting rid of it. Like, it's not a failure. Failure doesn't exist. You decide whether failure exists or not. Just get rid of it if it's not serving you anymore. Some practical tips for renewing your enthusiasm. Going through Pinterest always inspires me. There's always so many things on there which encourage me and just give me new ideas. Also, I recommend making a playlist of songs that make you feel good about yourself, whether you want to do like high energy songs or you want to do like flowy feminine songs, or reflective songs. There is so much music out there. I'm sure you can think off the top of your head of so many things that will fit into different categories. So if you want like flowy feminine music, obviously Lana Del Rey or Alexandra Saviour. If you want some more energetic, fun kind of music like Doja Cat. There's something about 2017 era Selena Gomez that really fits into like this flowy feminine vibe, like with Lana Del Rey. Creating a playlist and calling it like My Ideal Self, Going After My Dreams, or Rest of 2023, that can help you and give you some motivation, renew your enthusiasm for achieving your goals this year. Another practical thing, keep up with all of your daily self-care. It's really easy when you're feeling unmotivated or feeling like things aren't going the way you want. It's easy to neglect your self-care and be like, what's the point? Like, I'm not making the progress that I wanted. Keep going because it will help you. I've got a few videos about self-care on my channel, so I will leave the playlist for you if you want to check that out. My goal for this video was to give you some inspiration as we go into the last few months of this year, and I really hope that this video has been able to do that. If it has, please give this video a thumbs up because that helps to support my channel. Please comment below your thoughts, your goals, the things that you're trying to achieve, the things that you're going to change up. I would love to hear from you. If you're new here, I will leave my video Change Your Life by Focusing on the Little Things, because that's the philosophy of my channel. I think it will be helpful to you and give you some more encouragement. I will also leave, I mentioned my vision board video, I will leave that if you want to refresh your vision board like we talked about in this video. Thank you so much for watching. God bless, and I will see you in the next one.